Hey everybody, it's David R. Becker here again with you this week for a tip, a kneaded rubber eraser tip. Very simple tip, one of these kneaded rubber erasers. Let me just talk a little bit about them. They're great, great, great for watercolor. And let me just go right to it and show you a little bit of trick I have that I know. So you buy these things in these little packages. You can buy a smaller version or a bigger one. I usually buy them, and then in the listing of this video, I have a thing on Amazon. You can buy like I think 12 of them or 24 of them for really inexpensive. But these are the things you want to use when you're erasing on your watercolor paper. Never, 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 ever use one of these or the pink ones, the pink erasers. They will ruin your paper, especially if it's a little damp or something, or it's just too harsh for some of the watercolor papers. Arches, it's okay, to erase with these things and stuff, but it rubs and it's very thick, it's very hard. And another thing, don't use the back. This little pencil, this little eraser up here, the pink one. You never know how old your pencil is, and a lot of times I can't tell you how many times I've ruined a painting and a drawing of the pencil on the paper by erasing it with this because it ended up being dry and hard, and it makes a little rubs a little thing. What you want to do is get yourself a bunch of kneaded rubber erasers, make them into a big rolling pin. I make it into a rolling pin. Let me just get this out of here. Let me just show you. Just go like this and make a rolling pin out of it. You just basically like I'm rolling out dough, and so I make that. And then what I do is the reason I roll across it. This is a trick I learned from who was it I learned it from? Max Ramft. He was my instructor and a good friend at the American Academy who worked there as a life drawing instructor, and he worked with him at J. Walter Thompson as a commercial illustrator, storyboard illustrator. And so he taught me this trick on storyboards. But see, a lot of times when you're drawing on your sketch onto watercolor paper and you get too much of the lead on the paper where it's really thick, and if you have it too thick on the paper, then when you go to paint something really light, it picks up some of the pigment, which is lead pigment, but it makes it kind of gray because it's gray lead. So what you can do is you take your rolling pin there, and again, to clean these things, you just pull them apart like this. Just pull it apart and just keep on pulling it apart. And these are about 6 of them in one. I just like to have them a little bit bigger like this, and I don't just like these little things. I just take about a bunch of these 6 of them and put them together, make a rolling pin, and then go over your painting like this. So what you're doing is you're taking away the extra graphite that's on top, and you're leaving the line. You're just getting rid of the graphite that's stuck on top, and that will kind of and when you got water on your paper, it'll just go into there and mix in with the water and make it blurry. Or not make it blurry, but make it gray, because it's like a gray pigment, the lead, if it's too thick. And so I'm just taking it across here. I just drew this up pretty thickly, or when you're going like this or shading. And then when you just roll across it, it's nice, it picks it up. I mean, you're going to get it on your hand, you're going to get it into the kneaded rubber eraser, but that's why you clean it again. You just stretch it, have fun with it, make sculptures out of it, whatever you want to do. But then again, once you get it cleaned, you can just roll over with a rolling pin. Just go over like this, and you have no problems with the lead getting mixed in with the water of yours. See how light it is? It's still going to be there. And let's say you took too much of it away, then just put it back in a little bit. But it's just a great way of not putting too much lead onto your paper. So just a little exercise, a little tip I like to teach people. It's one of the coolest things I ever learned from Max. I mean, it was just, he's not even a watercolorist, but we were doing it on our storyboards. And the same thing, if you use too much of the pigment and then you have your marker, then it just gets dirty because there's too much of the lead on there. So a very cool trick with kneaded rubber eraser. And again, if you want to get the kneaded rubber eraser, there's into the description of the video here, there's a little link. You can get them. Very inexpensive. Do not use these heavy rubbery things. They're not good for the paper. All right. So until next tip, I will see you guys later. Thanks again, guys. Bye bye.